Hello everybody, welcome to Hibiya Park. This is a place where we've got tons of food festivals going on here. And over the last several years since this pandemic was here, a lot of these festivals are either canceled or greatly reduced. Just wasn't as much fun. But today there is a festival going on here and I fear that I might not be on time. It goes on here from the 28th till today. Look at that ramen, meat, deep fried goodness, all this stuff. And then over here, it starts up again on May 3rd to May 7th. So this festival will continue with a hiatus tomorrow, which is a little weird. Let's go into the park. I just wanted to show you around and then talk about some of the food festivals that are here in Japan, because I think that this is one that you probably shouldn't miss. Right now there's 10 different booths here with all different kind of foods ranging from takoyaki, wagyu, beer, ikura seafood here, ramen is represented, just about everything from around Japan's, from foods all in one spot here. And then it's great to be outside at the amphitheater here. There's a Hibiya Park in front of the fountain is a pretty cool area to hang out in. Here's a map of where I am right now. So you can see there's the Imperial Palace in the center of your screen on the bottom now. Tokyo Station's on the left center, and that big wide opening is Imperial Palace there. And if we zoom in, there's Hibiya Park, which is sort of like a central park. It's not so big, but it is significantly big. And that blue spot is the fountain that you're going to see in about 30 seconds as we wrap around the park here. It's a great place to go if your hotel's in the area. You can eat a lunch, have a bento inside of here. It's got a lot of history as well. Right now there's some flowers blooming, which I can show you. And there's that fountain that was in the center. And guess what? They're packing up. I was not on time. Never mind that. This is sort of about the festivals returning to Tokyo, and I'm going to show you some of the big ones as well. How could I not know? I thought they were going to be on until tonight. They kind of closed up a little bit early, but you get kind of the feeling. Right now, this is the Wagyu place. You get some steak from here. I think they're wrapping up right now. The guy's on top of the truck. Really? Maybe there's takoyaki? Let me ask here. Takoyaki is like the soul food of Osaka. Yeah, it's finished. I'm hungry. Oh no, well, let's take a look around. Sometimes this happens. What are you gonna do? There's more steak here. It's like they just put all of it on a tractor trailer. They open up the side and there's a kitchen inside of there, which is kind of cool. But they've been doing festivals in this area for a very long time. It's just for a very long time. Maybe we can take a look inside of the truck here, the kitchen. That's kind of interesting. Look at that. So they've been doing festivals here in Hibiya for a very long time. And I think it's just one of these events that you have to come to. The Oktoberfest is here. The Christmas markets are here. And the fact that there's less people means the signal's better, so you get a clearer view of Hibiya Park. Oh, here's the ramen place. Yeah, they're closing up right now. I know, finished at like 1 p.m. What? Oh, this is zangi. Do you guys know what zangi is? So zangi is karaage, which is deep fried chicken in Japan, but it's the Hokkaido version of it. I don't know what's really different. Maybe the flour they use, I'm not sure. The oil that they cook it in, but zangi is what they call karaage. So you could say karaage, they'll understand you, but zangi is the word they use up there for karaage. They even said here, above the red here, it says Hokkaido karaage. So. もう終わったよね。すいません。大丈夫です。はい、ありがとうございます。I tried. Always give some effort here. Whoa, they had Matsuzaka beef. This is, in Japan domestically, more famous than Kobe beef. A lot of people internationally know Kobe beef, but this is domestically within Japan, more famous. It's from Mie Prefecture, and they consistently rank as the top brand here. Kobe beef is still pretty good, but all of you know Kobe because it's just the better marketing. Man, they're not grilling anything either, so that's a shame. How you doing? Festivals in Japan, especially in Tokyo, are on a big scale. You can go and check out this live stream I did right before the pandemic hit, the January of 2020. Check this out here. This is inside the Tokyo Dome of all places. You can just see the scale of it. There are hundreds and hundreds of street food. So if you're coming in January, especially in the beginning of the January, put this on your calendar because this is the biggest street food venue in all of Japan, maybe even the world. Here I am walking around it. This is, you can see there's no mask. It was pretty eventful, but I think that this is one that everybody should go to because every single street food in Japan is represented at one spot here, which is absolutely incredible, I think. Especially to be inside of the Tokyo Dome, so you would get your food and you can go sit in the stands where you would be watching a baseball game and eat it up there. I still might do this episode. I took a lot of video footage from there, but because it happened during the pandemic and everybody had their masks off, it seemed like maybe hard to explain. Now it's easier to do an episode similar to that. There's also a lot of festivals that are done here, especially in the fall and the winter, but all throughout the year. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested because you should check out the festivals here at Hibiya Park. Michael Sasato's here. Made another live stream, another beautiful day. Street food snack on me. Michael, I will take that and use that somehow. Maybe I'll come back on the 3rd and see if PVG will come because they're reopening this event on the 3rd. It's just too nice of a day to be trapped inside. The biggest street food, because that was inside of a stadium that I showed, the biggest street festival would be the Tori no Ichi in November. And if you're coming in November, you have to go to this. It is insane. And last time I went, I tried to film, but every time we started to get in, somebody would stop us and say hello because there were so many other visitors that had figured it out about it. There weren't a lot of visitors back then. I can't imagine what it's gonna be like this year. So this live stream I did with Kanai about 4 years ago, and it gives you just a taste of what that is like. This is about I'd say like a mile and a half, like 2 kilometers of street food stands. It's just massive in scale. And Tori no Ichi, if you're another YouTuber and you're looking for street food, this is it. Everything is here. Again, it takes place every November, and the last few years it's been downscaled a little bit, so I can't imagine how big it's gonna be this year. It's gonna be massive in scale. I'm just disappointed that, what? All right, there's some stuff over here. Let's take a look around the park. Maybe we'll find something, but of note, a couple of things here. That building in front of us has some of the best curry rice in Tokyo, and a lot of people don't know about it. Usually there's a line out the door. I think it's like all you can eat for 1,500 yen or something. I don't know, that might have been years ago's price, but that building's been here in the middle of Hibiya Park for a very long time. Right now, the blue azaleas are blooming here, and this might be more impressive than the street food. You know how I am with nature. And if you go up to Hitachi Kaihin Koen, which is the park up about an hour and a half from Tokyo, you're going to see like millions of these. In fact, the entire ground is covered in blue. I think it might be past its peak because everything is just earlier this year. But you can see here the blue azaleas are just stunning right now. And when you have them all blue like this on the ground, it's so fantastic. Like it's hard to get excited about flowers for most people, but when you see so many of them and you can see the entire landscape is blue, that changes the way it makes people appreciate nature, or start to appreciate nature just a little bit more. It is gorgeous right now. All right, let me describe the smell. Fresh, green, not like the city. I could do this all day. Getting a little bit dizzy. The Liberty Bell is over there. I did that episode a couple of years ago. I think it was during the pandemic when you couldn't go out too much. Oh, that's the little part of Hibiya Park where you could sit down, where I went to go get some food at a stand and some dude was hitting on Kanai. I was not happy about that. I will never forget about that right there. Luckily, I got back in time, though nothing was going to happen. But it's not nice. It is flattering, I suppose. Oh, here you go. There's some people taking Instagram with the blue azaleas. You can see in the... It's a really nice time of the year. All right, there's some tents over here. Let's go check that out. Oh, hey everybody, by the way, if you're in Japan, I'll be on TBS Hiro. It'll be a news program, once again, to talk about inbound, the foreign visitors coming to Japan, the boom that's going on again, thankfully. On Friday, May 5th, usually I'm on between 12:30 and 1:30. So if you're in Japan, you tune in. I think it's like Channel 8? I don't know, it's just TBS, Tokyo Broadcast. So I'm kind of excited to go back in the studio. It'll be the second time this year. I hadn't been in years because there was no tourism. Some helicopters above here. Oh, it looks like this is just a place where you could sit and eat your food. Wow, the blue azaleas are still here. I think they're at the end of the cycle. But once again, mark on your map if you're coming in the beginning, or it's like the middle of April, you gotta go up to Hitachi Kaihin Koen and go and see those flowers, because it is one of the most surreal sites in the world. And I'm glad that I covered that way back when, and it's become quite popular now as a day trip from Tokyo. I think they're still in bloom. Over here, and Ada Direct writes in here, I was just at Hitachi. What? And you did not go to the park? To the Hitachi Marine Park, I think is what it's called in English. That right there in the center of your screen is the Imperial Hotel, and it's about to close down for 10 years as they redo it for the future. It has a real Showa feel inside the lobby there. Like time had stopped in 1965. But when it comes out of it in 2030, I think, it's gonna look pretty good. But it's gonna be a really long process. And I'm talking with people, I know the concierge in there, I'm talking with them, maybe I'll be able to get an episode before done, because the history of that hotel is impressive. That's where Queen Elizabeth stayed when she came here. This is where Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio had their honeymoon inside of there. So a lot of history. Marilyn Monroe and DiMaggio were trying to make babies in there, maybe. It's crazy. There's a picture inside the lobby of them peeking outside the window of the Imperial Hotel with all this paparazzi and fans and people outside. DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe, two of the biggest celebrities in the 1940s, 30s, 40s, 50s, probably the 50s, right? I can't remember when the picture was taken, but it's really impressive. There are lots of other flowers in this park. It is absolutely a beautiful park. I think if we compare this, for me, this is better than Yoyogi Park. Yoyogi Park's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like spread out a little bit. There aren't so many attractions in there. There's Meiji Shrine nearby, but it's sort of a meetup park where you can hang out with your friends. This is a park where you can stroll around. You feel in the center of scenes, like this is next to Ginza. This is next to Tokyo Station. This is next to the Imperial Palace. This is an urban jungle, but a paradise within that, and that's what makes this park pretty darn special. And when they throw in festivals, it just makes it better. The one thing I have against these festivals, though, they have these idol bands playing at that amphitheater, and it totally ruins everything because I don't like idol bands. But I think that for the domestic people here, the Japanese, they really like that, and they think that that brings people in. But it actually makes me not want to come here. Raise your hand if you're also not into idols. It's just kind of creepy to see these I don't know, like 40 and 50-year-old dudes dancing around to teenagers, but I don't know. I'm not afraid of things I do not understand, so I just don't like the music. But I like the energy. It's kind of nice. You can feel that. All right, sadly they're packing up, but they're going to be back on the 3rd of May. And I wanted to take some questions and talk a little bit about festivals in Tokyo with a lot of you guys here. This is the first day of May. I can't believe it's May 1st here in Japan. You are evil, writes in Michael. I haven't heard that before. All right. What about Morning Musume? I don't think they're still a thing, are they? I can tell you this. Morning Musume was pretty big when I was an English teacher, and my students would always give me Morning Musume cards. So I think my favorite Morning Musume would be Rika students. George is from Portugal is here. How you doing, George? Very cool. So let's put this down here. See if we can take some questions about festivals in Japan, Tokyo, what's been going on here over the last couple of weeks. There have been more tourists coming to Japan than to me, my head is spinning just seeing all the people at a lot of the attractions here in the center of the city. It's just really, it's a very positive thing, but it's confusing because my mind is not technically ready for this boom. And everybody who is saying, I'm never going back to Japan because they closed the country and they're so anti this and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what? All right, stay home because it's already too crowded. We don't need you. Well, you can stay home. The people who want to come can come, and they're going to be rewarded with something really special here. Did you go to the Bacon and Beer Fest or Spam Fest? I have been to a lot of festivals with bacon, beer, and spam. I've been to a lot of festivals with a lot of things. How you doing? No, hey, nice to see you. They shut off all the food.
They thought today's the last day, right?
Tomorrow they have off, but then they start up again on the 3rd.
Okay, because they said till May 1st, so we came here for food and now it's all shut.
I know, I'm quite...
You're awesome.
Teach us about Tokyo. So
Oh, really? Oh, you guys want a card? I have a...
Totally.
Let's see here.
We moved here 8 months ago, so your videos kind of helped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And today's
Helped us a lot, actually.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Guru Navi, right?
Oh, no.
Only Japan.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it's okay.
Appreciate it.
So you guys came here 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And how do you like living here?
It's different. I used to visit. Visiting versus living, very different story.
It is very true. Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So I moved here with Shiseido, and
Okay.
I'm here for 3 years. We're trying to change the culture, but let's see, maybe
Yeah.
You're laughing.
we got that on video.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
your name?
Marisa.
I'm Risa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
And
meet you. Thank
Amit.
you.
Amit. Nice to
Yeah,
meet you,
nice to
Amit. Where are you guys from originally?
We're from New York, but originally from India.
India.
Oh, okay. A fellow New Yorkers, and
Yes,
my
yes,
mother's
yes,
half
New York.
Indian,
Yes,
so we have a lot in
yes,
common.
yes.
You know what, I remember once I showed her, I said, hey, he has some Indian connection. I think you
Yeah,
mentioned it. in
because-
your
Yeah,
video,
yeah,
right?
my mother.
Yeah. Because then we said, because she always he has such a kind and
I
lovely
was like,
space.
I didn't follow you initially, but you have, forget all that you do, but you have such a warm, loving, caring
Aw.
way.
Must be the
to teach
Indian.
everybody.
My
My
mom will take credit for that. It might very well be.
Please tell her because that's what
Yeah, no, no,
attracted
no.
me to
Yeah,
watching
no,
your
it was
shows.
awesome.
So
Oh, well, thank you.
it
I
was
will.
very warm and welcoming and.
But he also works very closely with all the TV channels. Like you do work with NHK.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on TBS on Friday to talk
Okay.
about the tourism coming in here.
Yeah, you know what? It's getting crazy, right? I mean, it's
It is-
good for you, but
It's very
We came
crazy.
before all that, so we were happy to get a few
So
nice
we got like a
quiet
few months
moments,
of Japan to literally ourselves.
To
It was nice.
ourselves,
We
so
did
it was
Kyoto.
good, yeah.
It was great. And then we did it again, and now it's
And
just packed.
everybody told us, no, go now, go and see.
Go
all of-
now.
Yeah, go now.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
wish we had-
Oh, not at all,
Sorry
not at
about
all.
that.
Cheers.
It's nice to see. I'll see you around.
We
Yeah.
will see you.
And
Yeah.
listen, you can
In
come
our
over
home.
for some Indian food if
Yes,
you miss
if
your
Oh my
Everyone
gosh, that
will
would be incredible.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
really?
please come.
So he's got my.
Oh yeah, I got your card here.
Yes.
We
yes.
live
I
in
would love
Roppongi
that.
We
also,
live in
anytime.
Roppongi Hills.
Okay,
So-
wonderful.
Anytime you're in that area, just give us a call and
Absolutely. Well, everything is only 15 minutes away.
Oh, yeah, we did
So
have a
we're-
video of it, right?
thanks, guys.
Ciao.
Yeah. Bye bye.
enjoy.
Well, that was so nice. So, I think for a lot of people that have been living here in Japan for a long time, and those that have just came here before the tourism opened up again, are starting to really see the difference. And we see here now, wow, it's just different. Right now, you don't see a lot of people, but that was really great to bump into people. Again, people are stopped wearing their masks. I didn't want to flip the camera over because you never know how comfortable it is. But you make a new friend here in the city, and that's really great because, wow, to get home cooked Indian food, that's way better than going to the restaurant. So we'll have to keep in touch. You make friends all the time like that. That's really great. And the community for expats, people living here in Japan, it doesn't really matter where you live or the politics of your country. We're all like sort of outsiders, so it's very easy to make friends like that. Because I've not right now, but I've had friends that were from Ukraine, and I have had friends from Russia. And the last thing we're just so separated from a lot of the stuff when you're part of this community, despite the fact that there's a war going on. You know, a lot of people just don't think about politics all the time, which is hard. But that was really special to have somebody stop and say hi like that. That was cool. Michael wanted to see them. Well, maybe you will if Kanai and I and Leo go over there for dinner one day, which is cool. The festivals here in Tokyo, to get back to that, I think that it does a lot of help to do some research before you come and maybe plan into this, because there are a lot of sites in Tokyo, but it's the festivals, I think, where you start to see the culture and you feel it. You get to meet the people that are working at the stands and around here. Usually a lot of Japanese will come here too, so you're not waiting in line at Skytree or something, although I love Skytree. You know, going to see attractions, hopping from place to place, I don't think you really get into the culture so much. I always tell people when you come to Japan, one of the things that you got to do is you have to go to a Japanese ryokan or traditional Japanese inn, and that's when you start to feel that traditional culture living inside of it. Despite being here in Tokyo, it's not quite the same. Look at the trucks are leaving. What? Like it's still lunchtime. It's still lunchtime. All right, did I miss any questions while I was talking there? They live in Roppongi Hills. It's a beautiful area. There's a lot of, and he works for a company, I think is headquartered here in Ginza, but Roppongi Hills is a lot of expats living there because there's a lot of embassies around. Indian embassies in Kudanshita, I know because I've been there many times, but in Roppongi, that's very close to where the US embassy is, the Russia embassy. Oh, hello. You have found me. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Egypt.
Egypt. Whoa. How long have you been here in Japan?
1 month.
1 month. Do you want to talk to the people?
No problem.
All right, we have a visitor here.
Sam.
There you are. Hey. From Egypt. What is your name?
Saleh.
Salah. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Salah. What are you doing here today?
I was in Shimbashi. Then I saw your live.
You found me.
Yes.
Not today. I have the cards.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
to say hi.
Sure.
Are you visiting or you live here?
No, I'm leaving.
Oh, you live here?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. How long?
2 years.
2 years. Okay, so you're a neighbor of mine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Yeah. Bye-bye. Well, that was nice. I love it when people come and find and say hello. I have a bunch of cards here today too. Wow, he walked from Shimbashi. That's about a 20-minute walk. I've been doing this for 25 minutes, so that makes a lot of sense. Awesome. So if you want to know about the festivals that are taking place, go to tokyochipo.com. That's my friend's site. He's one of the co-founders, Greg Lane. He's like a brother from another mother, a Kiwi, who started that site. I remember when he did it. It was around the same time as I started only in Japan, back 10 years ago to this day. And that site has really done a lot. It's more than just cheap stuff. They do a great job of not just making content, but updating it quite often. So tokyochipo.com is one word, and you can go in there, and they have all the festivals, and they keep it up to date, which is incredible. It's a lot of work that they do there. This festival here, I think it's done before, but it's under the name of Furusato. Furusato is kind of like a local region. So a lot of these foods here, zangi from Hokkaido, ramen was from another area, the beef matsuzaka from Mie Prefecture. The other one was, I can't remember where that other meat was from, but all these foods, the seafood probably coming up from Tohoku or something. So they brought all of the prefectures into this area to do this festival. And again, like when they bring all these countryside attractions to Tokyo, the hope is, of course, that people will leave the city in the golden route, which is Tokyo to Kyoto and Osaka, which is like 90% of the tourists right now, especially 90% of the Western tourists coming here, focus so much on the same things. So there's a lot of more to this country than just Tokyo, Kyoto, Mount Fuji, Himeji Castle, Hiroshima. Those are all really important things to see. But I always think you should add in a Japanese ryokan, a traditional Japanese inn stay, somewhere out in the countryside. It's a reason for you to go see Yamanashi Prefecture or Yamagata Prefecture, or go down to Shikoku, where Kochi Prefecture is, or Miyazaki and Kagoshima, those places, just to stay, because you wear yukata, a cotton kimono, you get kaiseki cuisine, which is this really fancy Japanese food that comes in courses that seems like it never ends. You can have a beer and drink and eat slowly, or Kanai doesn't drink alcohol, so she has tea, which is really incredible. So that experience, I think, is really, really amazing here. Yeah, it's just a shame that, here's a map here. Just a shame that it closed. A lot of this stuff is right here at the large fountain. So the festivals are here. If you want to see the Liberty Bell, I think Americans are going to love this here. It is a replica of the Philadelphia Liberty Bell that came about when Douglas MacArthur was leaving Japan as during Reconstruction of Japan. He left here, I think it was 1956, and his parting gift to Japan is this Liberty Bell, and he wanted Japan to remember democracy. And I think for me as an American and someone who's lived here in Japan, I love that connection with the US, and this gift that they gave is still here on a hill, and it used to ring at noon, but the ringing was a little bit annoying to the people in the office buildings here, so the Liberty Bell no longer rings like in Philadelphia, it no longer rings. So freedom rings, just not on that bell. There's a Yamanote line going in the background. I wonder if I could show you those pictures inside. Is anyone interested in seeing the pictures inside the hotel of, I think I can make this light. Is anyone interested to see the hotel pictures of Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio? All right, Joyce says me. All right, let's see if I can go in there. There's some pictures of Babe Ruth as well that were here when he was here. So this hotel is a really significant hotel, but it's going to be sad when it closes down. When it closes down. You can see it right there in the courtyard, in the museum, which is on the left side here. So we'll go in and take a quick look. I don't know how good the signal is, but hold on a second. Oh wow, here it is. Thanks for bearing with me. Oh, there's Margaret Thatcher. Oh, there's Babe Ruth. That's Babe Ruth with some kids, Japanese kids that were playing baseball back then. That's so awesome to see the history. You can feel it when you're standing in the place where it happened. There's a lot of famous people that have been here. Again, this was like the hotel. And Jean Reno. Wow. Is that Cary Grant? That's Cary Grant. Is that Rodney Dangerfield? No. Oh, there's Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, this is awesome. Sammy Davis Jr. There's President Nixon. And then up there, there's, hey, Joy, there they are. Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio. Let's see if I can get the glare off it now. Marilyn Monroe looks stunning. I have not technically stayed here, so I cannot have a picture here. But you can see the original hotel looked like this. And they're going to be renovating this hotel for 10 years it's going to take, apparently. So there's a lot of, I highly recommend you stop in here. There's a lot of other like artifacts that you can see, as well as a really nice cafe, which I bought some tea at once that cost me, oh, hello. Hey, you did find me, yeah. Yes. In the hotel, well done. Yeah, I got a card right here. Where are you guys from?
Spain and Italy.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Enjoy. Yeah, the pictures are over there if you want to see. There's some pretty big people. Been here. Bye-bye. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, I want to show you the flowers here. So these flowers are really famous too. Check this out. This is the lobby. Wow. That's just beautiful. Every season they change this up. If not every day, they have something new, I think. And it's such a beautiful part of the lobby. And I think this hotel's going to change so much. Yeah. Awesome. They even have a little rock garden here. Very zen. That's right next to Hibiya Park. Again, there's just so much history here. Whoa, the police are out. I wonder if there's something going on with the G7 summit, which is all the world leaders are coming here to Hiroshima. Look at all the police officers. Wow, men in blue. Is that a parade? overtime this week. Tokyo's modern history is pretty cool, but when you see the pictures like that, right? Especially Americans, when you see DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe honeymooned in Tokyo, that's so badass, isn't it? Man, I guess they thought they were going to a country where they could escape all notice. That's not possible here. Even back then, it traveled all on the other side of the world. Maybe Babe Ruth had told DiMaggio how wonderful it was when he came here in 1934. He had one of the warmest welcomes coming in here, the ambassador to American baseball. That in itself is a really big story. And a lot of it has to do in this very area around the Imperial Palace and Marunouchi, where Babe Ruth stayed at the time. I wonder what his room looks like. He seemed to like hot dogs. I wonder what he ate. What did Babe Ruth eat when he came to Japan? Did he bring his own hot dogs with him? Get a lot of questions. Gabriel writes in here, can you show us the You Found Me card? I'm just curious. You have to find me. But if you don't, they look like this. It's got the old logo still on it. Yeah, Babe Ruth, not Baby Ruth for those that are watching. Babe Ruth. The Babe. George Herman Ruth is the name he was born. He goes like 1870, I think his birthday was, in Baltimore, Maryland. A lot of reports I did in elementary school were on Babe Ruth. Historical figure who could hit home runs, changed the dynamic of a Major League Baseball. Now we've got Shohei Ohtani, who's the Babe Ruth of this generation. And it just so happens that he comes from Japan, where Babe Ruth inspired the game and made Japan, I believe strongly, the national sport. It's more popular here than any other sport, for sure. There's the Yamanote line tracks, and this is a great place to end the live stream. I want to say thank you to everybody for watching, joining me on this little tour here. We've got a family photo to take, and I just finished the chicken episode, which will go up tonight. Peter Von Gom. Let's see, I don't know, can I show you a clip of that? Peter Von Gom, who's a very talented voice artist here in Japan, he voiced over a section of the video. I don't know if I can actually show this to you. I'll give it a try. He voiced over a section. This is just a clip of a boss rooster. And I wanted to kind of humanize the chickens because people need to have an understanding of where their food comes from. And I think it's kind of a good thing to learn about that. But in Japan, they do food always a little bit differently, especially livestock. It's next level stuff here. It's just a small clip. I've been editing this one for weeks now, so hopefully it does well out there. But Japanese chicken farm to table, focusing on chicken namban, which is my favorite dish in Japan. They call Miyazaki's Jidori chicken, which is the free-range chicken of Miyazaki Prefecture, they call it the Kobe beef of chicken, which is funny to me because the #1 beef in Japan is actually Kagoshima, Miyazaki. But Kobe beef is most recognized outside of Japan, so they call it the Kobe beef. I just thought that was funny. Miyazaki Jidori chicken is the Kobe beef of chicken. So that's what this episode is about. That should be the title. Japan, the Kobe beef of Japanese chicken. Miyazaki's Jidori. So that episode will drop tonight around 10:30 p.m. If you're Patreon supporter, you'll get a sneak peek on it, I guess like a couple hours before. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining me. I'll see you in another live stream tomorrow as we explore and learn a little bit more about Tokyo. Thanks for subscribing. See you then.